Hello and welcome back to It's Whatever. Today I got a ballistics gel hand and we're going to see if we can stick this hand to our log with a throwing knife.
Sir, I don't understand. Who needs a knife in a nuke fight anyway? All you gotta do is push a button.
The enemy cannot push a button if you disable his hand.
Alright, so in the movie, this knife is roughly the same shape. It's not as thick as you can see. So when he pulls it out of the log, pulls it out, flips it over, and then it looks like he throws it military half spin. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Right over the top of it. The knife went all the way through. No bones over here, but it sliced it wide open. Yeah, all the way open into the metal. So, oops. It went all the way through, probably about that far, through the metal and into the wood. That deep into the wood. So that's pretty good. Go through a piece of flashing through your wrist with no bones. If you didn't have any bones in your wrist, but that much so-called meat and into the metal. Really going far right these days. Went through the thumb section and didn't do anything but stuck into the metal. No bone. Gotta keep going. I doubt that's bone, but we'll see. Okay. No bone again, but it went through the lower part of that thumb and stuck into the wood. Nice and solid, and through metal. So I just need to hit it in the middle, which I seem to be struggling with right now. All right, hit it somewhere in the palm. So if you can see down in there, there's a slice on the bone, and I think it hit the bone and diverted the knife down, up, and diverted the tip of the knife down into the bottom, came up, sort of sliced the bone a little bit like this. So knife went in, hit, diverted down, sliced it up, and then it also made a little chink. I think it's the one to the left in the metal. But the bone did stop the knife from sticking in. Very interesting. Barely came out the other side. Just a little hole. Huh. So a wide-bladed knife. This one isn't even very sharp, but for a wide-bladed knife to go through a hand, break the bone, stick into the metal, and pin it there, it'd have to be pretty darn heavy, and I think very sharp to actually cut and break bone. So this won't do it, but it'll go through flesh and pin it there, but it won't do the bone. And I don't think the knife in the movie would have been heavy enough or sharp enough either to actually break through that bone. But we'll see if a very heavy knife, Ace Jet Stinger, and it's sharp on the tip and small. So we'll see if this can go and separate the bones and pin it in. Okay, so it went through the middle part of his hand, split the two fingers in the middle, and stuck way into the metal in the back. Let's see. So that's how far. It didn't break any bones, but it did puncture all the way through and stick in. So if you want to stick a hand to anything, just in case you were wondering, you're going to need a pointed knife so it can make it between the bones instead of having to break through them. I do not think a knife, it would have to be pretty heavy for a flat bladed knife, a wide bladed knife, to penetrate and break the bones like it did in that movie clip. It'd have to be pretty heavy to go through, snap the bones. It looked like it hit him right there and broke this finger off because it was sort of sitting tucked in. So it'd have to be a pretty heavy knife to actually break the bone, I think, without pushing it out of the way. So knives, hard to break the bone, but you can pin it with a thin knife. Now we're going to see if an axe will cut through the hand. If you could subscribe to this channel and like this video, that would help me out a lot. Now let's throw an axe at it. Okay, so I hit the lower log, which did stop it, but it looks like it just severed all the knuckle places. Let me see if I can pull this out of there. Okay. It shoved some of the bone. I don't know if you can see it. There's wire going through the bone. It shoved it into the log in the back. Chopped through the knuckles. Separated it, but I don't know if it cut it. It just separated the bones. So we're going to give it another try. Okay, axe went in, pushed the log back a little bit. But it did chop through some of the palm bones and cut the wire. So yeah, the axe can go through whatever it wants. All right, so can you pin a hand to an object with a throwing knife? Absolutely. And remember,
The enemy cannot push a button if you disable his hand.